Hey everyone! I got to try out Fae Farm. Thanks to Phoenix Labs for letting me try it out early. Character customization was okay. There were some parts that could have been more clear. For the most part, I think I clicked through them, but I ended up going with the default. I like that there were a variety of colors, like that's a lot of colors to pick from for your eye color. But it's a little unclear why there's two color pickers. And I think I came to the realization that it was what color it is now versus what color you're picking, but it still should have been more obvious. The hairstyles were adorable. I really liked going through those. I ended up going with one where it looks like she has two roses for buns in her hair. Adorable. Oh, there's these interesting facial details you can choose from. And I ended up going up with these swirly marks, but I wanted to be subtle, so I picked a really light pink color. Again, the voices, I ended up going with the first one. I didn't want it to be too high-pitched to where it would maybe get on my nerves later. So that was about it. So after you create your character, there's a cinematic that kind of tells how you get to where you're going. It's a little confusing. I'm not really sure what happened, but you're invited to a faraway land, there's a shipwreck, and then you're in Azoria. So you meet with the mayor, and she kind of gives you the lowdown about the town and tells you some bad things about the town, volcanoes and blizzards and magic and whirlpools. But you know, they're glad you're here and they're gonna give you a house. So hey, let's go with it. We get a quest and we also get the map so we can kind of see where we are, where things are, and we need to go find our home. I thought it was unique and interesting that you could track where you need to go from the map and an arrow just kind of points you the way there. So we arrived at our house. It's very bare. We get a backpack inventory. And so let's check that out. Okay, it's empty, completely empty. I guess I have some tools maybe. Oh, and then there's my outfit. And I'm a little excited that we're going to get wings. That's pretty cool. So we're all moved in, and now we get to name our house. I got really frustrated with this because I'm playing with controller and there was no way for me to pull up a keyboard to rename my house. And I wasn't sure how to do that. I guess I'd need to get up and do it on my keyboard with keyboard and mouse. But I'm using a controller and I was sitting on my sofa watching it on the TV. So I think I just ended up going with Homestead because I didn't know how to rename it otherwise. What's a cozy game without chores? We get our starter tools and we are given the quest to tidy up the area. So let's talk about construction mode. This was my first interaction with it, and I guess you pick from a build catalog what you want to place. So there's no crafting table, and I'm very much used to going to a crafting table and building things and then coming back and placing them. So there's a step cut out there, and that's fine. It's just something to get used to. Next up is cooking. And this is funny because she talks about a cooking fire. And so I'm gonna create a cooking fire and place it and then cook on it. But in my mind, she said fire, so I went over to the fire pit, I guess. So that wasn't the right thing. Anyway, it's pretty simple enough. Place a cooking fire and cook on it. The cooking menu is interesting. It's very detailed and it looks like I'll be able to multitask in the future and make quite a few things at a time, but we're not ready for that yet. We're just gonna cook this arugula real quick. So we get a storage shed. It's not a chest, it's not a box, not a barrel. It's a complete shed. I'm not really sure about the limitations on this house storage. All I can really tell is that we're gonna take it from this house storage and put it in our backpack. There's a lot going on here. You know, there's the explanation of what the buttons are gonna do. You select, view an almanac, transfer stack, store all existing stacks. I mean, I get the gist of it. I know that hopefully it's going to make my life easier in the game. So we'll just wait until we figure it all out. For farming, we're going to need some basic soil beds. Pretty simple, and they're kind of small. We need 3 of them. We're gonna plant 3 seeds, and I guess each one holds 1 seed. Then there's fishing. We meet Eddie, and he gives us this old pole, and we go and try to fish. So let's try to catch a fish. In my mind, I'm supposed to aim at this fish and throw it out. He keeps running away. And then it's dinging at me X to jiggle the lure. I don't know what I'm doing. I was getting so frustrated. I went to different spots. I tried different things. So it's telling me to jiggle the lure. So that's pulling it in, and I guess it's supposed to attract the fish. But it's just reeling my line in. So it gets shorter and shorter, and then no fish. I don't know. I fished in several games, but this one was really tricky for some reason. I ended up on the docks, and I'm fighting this fish back and forth, back and forth. Till finally, I caught 1 fish. Oh my gosh. I was so overfishing, I think I just fell off the dock. But then I found this wonderful, awesome thing, and I loved it so much that I did it 3 times in a row. I just want to keep doing this. Next up, we meet Mel. We get a net and we learn how to do bug catching. I really enjoyed this. I don't know if it was the motion of swinging the net and there's some sparkles, or if it was just that I had so many struggles with fishing that this just came to me so fast and easy. I mean, it was so easy that I leveled up to level 2, like not too long after I caught my first bug. And it's not that I want it to be super easy, because I like a challenge, but I don't think it should stress me out the way that fishing did before. Finally, we meet Pearl, so we can learn how to sell things, because our pockets are overflowing with good things we've caught and built and made all day. And this was a little odd to me. There's vendors all around this circle, but in order to sell things, you have to set them on the table, and there's only so much room. And even though things stack in your pockets, they don't stack on the table. So I'm gathering, unless it upgrades somehow, you can only sell at most like 32 items. Anyway, maybe we'll learn more about it later. This will just really take some getting used to, because I'm used to selling to someone in a shop or having a drop box. So this is all really new. We'll give it a shot though. So here's my thoughts. I really thought I was going to be bothered by not being able to move the camera around. I'm used to it in my other games, and I really like to rotate it around, but not in this game. And after a while, I think I even forgot, because you don't need to, I guess. That's the way they designed it. I don't know about this selling thing. I don't know about selling things on tables. I don't know why I can't stack items. It seems very limiting. Maybe there's an upgrade system in the future, maybe not. Maybe you just get used to it. I'm not really sure. The controls, I'm sure I'm gonna get used to, but on day one, I kept wanting to interact with players and items with A, but I need to use X, so I just kept jumping over them instead of talking to them. But I think over time you get used to it and you'll understand the controls you need to do. And the other thing I really did not enjoy was fishing. And I don't know if I will ever enjoy it or if I'll get better at it. I'm sure with practice, maybe. I don't know. But on the other hand, I really thought it was an adorable game. It's just so cute. You're a little fae. And eventually I'm going to get my little fairy wings. And oh my gosh, I just can't wait to jump in the air out of those whirlpools and swirl around with my little fairy wings. It's going to be so fun. And there's a ton of NPCs. Like, I didn't even meet half of them. And so I don't know. There's a lot to interact with. Overall, I had my doubts. I've seen some other people review this. I've gone back and forth about how I felt about it. But after playing for one day, I really think it's a good game. I don't think it's going to be my main game, but I think I will enjoy it in my spare time, especially like chilling out, relaxing, playing on my Steam Deck. So I think I would recommend it. I think it's a very cozy game. It's a very cute game. Once you get used to the nuances and the way that they decided to do things differently, and if you can get past that, then I think you could have a good time. But look, that was just chapter 1. Next time we'll try out chapter 2 and we'll have some fun. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Until then, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.